So, as we think about adding lengths today, I want you to make sure that you have with you your piece of paper that you're going to do some of this work on, because I need you to show me that you know what's going on. So, the first thing that we're going to look at is something that you already talked about, which was adding 3 1/4 plus 2 1/2. And we talked about, even before we were learning measurement, we talked about how you have to make sure the denominators, when you add fractions, are the same. So we need to turn 1/2 into fourths, because 4 is our bigger fraction. So what do I need to do to get from 2 to 4? I multiply by 2. So if I did it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. See how fractions keep coming back? 1 times 2 is 2. So now I have 1/4 over here plus 2/4. 1/4 plus 2/4 equals 3/4. Now, along with that 3/4, I need to add in my two whole numbers, my 3 and my 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. So my answer is 5 3/4 when I add 3 1/4 plus 2 1/2. Now, it gets a little harder when we have 3/4 plus 3/4. And here's where we're going to start getting into some improper fractions. So, let's take a look. If I did 3/4 plus 3/4, I can add them because they both have the same denominator. So I can add them and know that my denominator isn't going to change. It's going to be a 4 on the bottom still, which means I can add 3 and 3 and get 6. But I can't do that. I can only figure out fractions that have a different, smaller number on top, not a bigger number. So I need to look at this improper fraction, and I need to turn it into a mixed number. Oh, we learned how to do that earlier. So I'm going to count by the bottom, 4, until I get close to 6. If I do 4, my next number would be 8. That's too far. How many times did I count by 4? Just once. My denominator never changes. And now, if I'm at 4, how many more do I have to get to 6? 4, 5, 6. 2 more. So 6/4 is really 1 2/4. Now, that seems like, oh, Mr. Larson, I get that right away. But we have to look at it if we're adding more than just 3/4 and 3/4. What if we're doing 2 3/4 plus 6 3/4? I know that I can take my whole numbers, my 2 and my 6, and put them to the side over here. 2 plus 6 is 8. Now I can take my fractions, 3/4 and 3/4, and I can do the same thing. I can add them up, and I get 6/4, which we just learned, as we look back, is 1 2/4. So now I have 1 2/4, and I have 8/4. Or excuse me, 8. I have 8 plus 1 2/4, which equals 9 2/4, because 8 plus 1 is 9. So I know that was a little tricky, and I know that was hard to see, but the most important thing is to follow these steps. Step 1. Add the whole numbers. Step 2. Make the denominators the same. Step 3. Add and change into a mixed number. Okay, those are the 3 steps that we're going to take today. I want to see if you can do that at your desk right now.